Okay, now this is part 4. Okay, part 4 means what? We are going to know the tools and techniques, inputs and outputs for this process define scope. Okay, in the previous class we learned how to do collect requirement, all the inputs, tools and technique for collect requirements. Okay, see, there is actually, if you understood that one, half story is over. In define the scope, main output is what will be the output, main output for define scope? Define scope, your scope. So can I say your scope will be the project scope statement? This is the main output, project scope statement. Second output, project document updates. Okay, these are the two outputs for define scope. John, we are in third process, right? Define process. Okay, define scope. Two outputs, plan, scope management, and this thing. Okay, what I told in the last class, if you remember this, others are easy. Think done, isn't it? Okay, see, in the second process, that was collect requirement, this was the output, input, project management, EEF, OPA, project document. I think these two extra we can remove. Is it clear? Okay. Same story here. Expert judgment, data analysis, data gathering, no data gathering. Already you finished data gathering. Decision making, context diagram, do not. Data representation, don't. Okay, let me just drop this. Okay. Third one, fourth one, fifth one. This is data analysis. Okay. Decision making techniques. This is learnt before. Interpersonal skills. Only extra thing which you have to add in define scope is what? In the project scope statement, okay, made up of many things. 4 things actually. Project detailed description, the deliverable, assumptions or acceptance criteria, okay, and exclusions. So deliverable. So it's something we can say it. Product analysis. I think this is very easy. Okay, let me just do fast brush up. You will understand very easy. Okay, let me just rub everything. Okay, just a fast brush, and let's do it. See, I'll just do brush up of the second one. Okay, the collect requirement. In collect requirements, what we learned? We know the outputs. What are the list of requirements? That is requirement documents. And what? Requirement traceability matrix. Any problem? No, nothing. Okay, we have a large number of inputs and tools and technique. Okay, what are the inputs? Collect the requirement, high level requirement, from where you will get project charter, project management plan, EEF, OPA. It's already done before. Only extra thing which you will add is PBA. Product documents, business document, agreement. Okay, I am talking about now collect requirement. Okay, this is in the second one, second process. Okay, tools and technique we learned in the previous one, and before this, what was that? Plan scope management. In plan scope, what we learned? Idam we said, no? Expert judgment, D. Data analysis. Okay, any more new for collect requirement, that will be written red. Okay, what data analysis, okay, data gathering techniques, brainstorming, for example, okay, decision making, data representation, context diagram, prototyping, interpersonal skills. Output, we got this. Okay, this much was clear, isn't it? Okay, now what we did, from here we jumped to where did we, from collect requirement we jumped to the next process. This was the first one, first process in chapter 5. scope management. Okay, from here we went to collect requirement. From collect requirement, then we became to define the scope. Okay. Define the scope means what? You're going to get your scope, isn't it? One, that is project scope statement and project document updates. Project scope statement, what are the components of the project scope statement? Project deliverable, detailed deliverable, okay, deliverable, acceptance criteria, exclusions. So you know there is deliverable here. Okay, okay. So we are in this process, okay, which is this define the scope process. Okay. So far excellent. Okay. We want expert judgment, data. Let's rub this. Okay. So I don't want any confusions. We are studying what we are studying. Define scope. Okay. Expert judgment, data analysis, data gathering not there. Decision making, don't want. Context, don't want. Interpersonal, don't want. Interpersonal is there. Okay. And extra thing, because there is a deliverable here, you have to have product analysis. Let's make it in sequence. Okay. 3, 4, 5. What is that? Product analysis. Okay. In this one, just drop the last one. Finished. So easy it is. Hope this much is clear. In next video, I'm going to show you how we're going to create the next one. See, we have to do what I said: PC, DC, VC, isn't it? First one was plan scope management. Then we said collect the requirements, isn't it? Then we said define the scope, create WBS. Okay, so WBS. So next class we're going to do this one. Okay, so make sure this chapter, this second one. Okay, the second process. This you understand. Other all is like, you know, like how we rubbed this thing. That much it is easy. Okay, my friend. Okay, take care. We see you in the next class.